Hey, for the game of the week on the Valley Channel tonight, we're at the windswept mouth of Blacksmith Fork Canyon at Mountain Crest High School, where the Mustangs will play host to the Box Elder Bees. These are two teams that are going in different directions. Mountain Crest has been slowly building under Coach Chandler Smith. He's in his third year, and this year they've started the season 6-1, and they're this close to being 7-0 in a really tough Region 11. And when I talked to Coach Smith about that, he said he really kind of laments that missed chance to be 7-0. Box Elder, on the other hand, 0-6 under a new first-year head coach, really trying to find their way. But they've got some players. They've got some players that really can score and fill it up in Isaacson and Kersey. And Coach Smith talked about how, hey, we hope they just don't go off tonight. They play well as a group, do the Mountain Crest Mustangs. That's how they're winning games. We'll see how they do tonight on the Game of the Week.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
I had a chance to speak with Coach Chandler Smith earlier today about his team, talk about their 6-1 start coming off a close win at Roy just a few days ago. And he said, you know, this is really a special group of seniors. Coach Smith has coached them ever since they were freshmen. He was the freshman coach with this group, and now he's their coach and has been the last 3 years on the varsity level. He said they play very well together. There's a lot of effort. They're very close-knit. There's not really one go-to guy. They all work together for the greater good of the team. If there was one guy, it'd probably be Caden Hess. Hess at 6'6", is a very physical player. He was averaging close to 20 points a game coming into that Roy game. He got into early foul trouble, and that limited him a little bit, but he still averages just under 18 points per game, as well as just over 6 rebounds per game. So he's a load for teams down low. They know they need to slow down Elijah Kersey for Box Elder tonight in order to get to win number 7. Stick around. We'll see what happens.
Say the word base. Say the word mess.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you have been missing. Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company. Privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden. Growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria. We're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years. Valley Channel as they finish up the Star Spangled Banner electric guitar edition here at Mountain Crest. Eric Olson along with you as the Mustangs getting set to take on the Bees of Box Elder in a matchup of two teams that are, again, going different directions. Mountain Crest at 6-1, Box Elder at 0-6. This is an absolute trap game for the Mountain Crest Mustangs. They're coming off a game where they kind of hung on to win at Roy, winning by 3. And you've got this Box Elder team that's played a tough schedule. And they are 0-6. And just trying to get a breakthrough. So the Mustangs will, even though they're 0-6, the Mustangs will have their hands full tonight. Jaron Mason for Box Elder, Elijah Kersey, as well as Trevor Wilkinson. Kersey averaging 18 points per game. Derek Nesson and Max Isaacson getting the start tonight for Box Elder. Isaacson averaging 14 and 9. It's Isaacson and Kersey. Before they introduce the Mountain Crest Mustangs,
So if you could just give us a second here as a chance to kind of honor
starting lineup,
and help a little family here in the community.
they're going to recognize, do something here for a student in need.
One of the things we're doing tonight is we had a junior cheerleader that was recently diagnosed with leukemia. So we're gonna give her this stuff to help cheer her on because she cheers us on. So give me a round of applause.
There's a junior cheerleader. Recently, over the Thanksgiving break, she was diagnosed with leukemia. All the seniors are giving her some flowers and showing their support for her before they do the starting lineups.
We wish her a speedy recovery.
Our prayers are also with Riley and family.
They also had a moment of silence for the Box Elder. One of their assistant wrestling coaches passed away yesterday, and they had a moment of silence for them before the national anthem. And now we're ready to get to the starting lineups.
6'1" senior Joshua Arnett.
Josh Arnell averaging 10 points, 2 rebounds
6'1" senior
per game.
Number 4
Rigdon Anderson, 10 and 5. Both of those seniors, both of them 6'1".
Senior number 23
Jackson Murray, he's 6'6". He's also a senior. 5 points, 3 rebounds a game. Caden Hess, 17 points per game, 6 rebounds. Another senior at 6'6", and a 4-year starter, Joseph Hunsaker, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a 6'2" senior. They start all seniors here at Mountain Crest. That has a little bit to do with their hot start. When you look at the region, it's nuts. Green Canyon 6-0, Logan 5-0, Bear River 7-1, Mountain Crest 6-1, Ridgeline 5-1 coming into tonight. Skyview at 3-4 after they lost their team leader Tanner Davis to an injury earlier this season, but you know Coach Hilliard will have his team playing well come region time. I asked Coach Chandler Smith about the region, and he said, man, it's going to be murder. Region 11 is tough. Isaacson and Hess. Isaacson wins the tap. Box Elder, again, looking to break through. They've played a tough schedule. Losses to Weber, Skyview, Olympus, Davis, Fremont, and just recently to Syracuse. Box Elder turns it over. Down low, Isaacson loses it as he goes to make his move baseline. Mountain Crest with wins over Stansbury, Morgan, Hurricane, Mountain Home, Twin Falls, and Roy. Their lone loss to Clearfield, a game where they had a 16-point lead in the third quarter and ended up losing the game. They've had such tough seasons. They're still trying to learn how to win. Josh Arnell starts off the scoring for the Mustangs in a good sign early. Arnell, 12 three-pointers on the season before that one, now 13. Straightaway three coming from the Bees. The answer is there for Sharon Mason. We're tied up at 3. Arnell looks back out front to Anderson. Anderson and Arnell. Back door. He got Hunsaker. He misses as it actually blocked, but then it's put back by Hess. Into the tall Timbers goes Kersey. Kersey loses it. Another turnover. Here comes Hunsaker. Down low to Hess. Hess gets it blocked by Isaacson. Out of bounds. Off of the Mustangs. He pats himself on the chest, says, my fault, guys. And we'll go the other way. 5-3 Mountain Crest in the early going. We've played a minute and a half here in Hyrum. Kersey, Wilkinson, now down to Isaacson. Kersey comes to take the handoff. Now he gets a nice little bounce pass, and one coming for Kersey. Averaging 18 points per game. As a foul, it's going to be on Hunsaker. Hunsaker, when he first started with this program, a scorer, a 3-level scorer. But Coach Smith told me today, he said he has morphed into the guy that we put on the other team's best player. He's a heck of a defender. Kersey gives the Bees the lead for the first time, and here comes some pressure. Hunsaker gives it back to Anderson. He and Hunsaker play catch with it as they got 4 out for the Mustangs. High post are looking for Hess. They're collapsing in on him. Hunsaker drives out front to Anderson. Anderson's going to kick it to Arnell. No, he had a 3. He wouldn't give it up to him. Now they throw it into the backcourt. Anderson, I don't know, he didn't see him. He looked right at him. But Arnell had a good look at a 3, and Anderson decided not to throw it to him. And Box Elder takes over, leading 6-5 with 5:55 to play in the first period. Wilkinson will trigger in, looking for Kersey. Kersey uses the screen, and he kicks it out. Gets back up top on that high post to Nesson. Nesson misses. Kersey misses after the rebound's taken away, and then Nesson is fouled. That brings Coach Smith out of his chair. Fouls on Arnell. Mountain Crest, a team that averages about 27 rebounds per game. They give up a couple of offensive rebounds there. Actually, they looked like they had the defensive one and then gave it up. Kersey down there, can't get it to go. Rebound by Nesson. His putback won't go. Still fighting for the loose ball. Nesson takes it away, and he's standing on the end line.
It'll be Mountain Crest basketball.
Mountain Crest basketball.
Break the shuffle.
Box Elder playing with some urgency and some physicality in the early going. They lead 6-5 with 5:25 to play in the first period. They're going to get a foul as Murray dribbled past Nesson. Nesson reached out, grabbed him. First team foul on Box Elder, 2 for the Mustangs. Anderson looks high post to Murray. Murray scoops it up. It's short. Nice block out by Isaacson on Hess. Isaacson running the court. Doesn't get the pass though, and Kersey fires a long 3. Rebound. Arnell fumbles it and then throws it off of Isaacson and out of bounds.
Athleticism by Arnell.
Anderson brings it across. Mountain Crest trailing by a point. Both teams have gone cold. Anderson right through the feet, right through the legs of Hunsaker. He looks at his hands, looks back at Anderson. Two turnovers now after that one by Hunsaker. Box Elder once again with a chance to extend their 6-5 lead as we approach 4.5 remaining. Kersey down the lane, leaves it for Nesson. He decides not to shoot from the short corner. The 3 attempt is short. Nesson tries to save it back in bounds, but it hits the back of the backboard, and that's out of bounds. Anderson with the drive down the lane. He traveled. He stepped on somebody's foot, and they called the travel. So things have gotten a little bit messy here for Mountain Crest offensively in the last few minutes. Mason to Kersey. Kersey down the lane, runs right over a Mustang. Charge on Elijah Kersey. That took some courage standing in front of him. Kason Anderson, number 21, into the ball game right now for Box Elder. 2 team fouls apiece. And Box Elder still leading 6-5. We've been sitting on this 6-5 score for a couple of minutes. Hunsaker kicks it back out. Down low, trying to get to the hoop is Murray. Hess comes up with it. Hess, nice footwork underneath, off the front of the rim. And here come the Bees the other way. Kersey, stop, pop, miss. Too long, and it's rebounded by Hunsaker. Taken away at the other end by Isaacson. Mountain Crest just being too casual with the ball.
Quick hands by Murray. Stay Bees basketball.
Anderson takes a seat, Smith in for him. The rest of the starters on the floor for the Mustangs. Mason tries to dribble handoff, can't get it. Then it's knocked away.
That'll stay Bees basketball.
From Kason Anderson. By Arnell. Into Kersey. Kersey, nice little spin back to the baseline, put it up and in. Kersey's so quick. He's got 5 of the 8 Box Elder points. It's 8-5 Bees. Mountain Crest in a big scoring drought here. They haven't even gotten looks on multiple possessions because they've turned it over 4 times here in this second half of this quarter. And here's another one, nearly. Nope, it is. Kersey steps in, takes it away. Hesitation move, lay it up and in. Kersey is just wrecking Mountain Crest by himself. Mountain Crest not helping themselves because they're throwing the ball all over the gym. Arnell leaves it back for Smith. As Box Elder sits back in his own, the Mustangs are going to have to take a look at some long balls. Here's one, won't go. Isaacson with the board. Mountain Crest ice cold from the field. Arnell hit the first bucket of the game, a 3-pointer. Hess with a 2-pointer, and they haven't scored for 4 minutes. Down low, Isaacson working on Hess. Walked and got away with it. Nesson's shot is good. And now it's a 7-point lead for Box Elder. We talked about how this could be a trap game for the Mustangs. And it's starting to look like that in the early going. Smith, high post to Hess. Hess turns in, blocked. 2 players blocked it. He got guys all over his arms, but they had somebody with a hand on top of the ball, so no whistle. Both teams with 2 fouls apiece. Kersey off the glass and in. 9 points for Kersey, and he's taken the Mustangs apart by himself. They're gonna have to try something else with him. He's getting to the rim with ease, and the Box Elder Bees shots are falling, and they lead 14-5 with 1:20 remaining in the first quarter. At Wendy's in Logan, their square patty burgers always bring the fresh. The chicken sandwiches change the game. Everyone loves their nuggets. But they also have fresh made salads, hot crispy fries, even old school chili and baked potatoes on these cold winter nights. You can start your day at Wendy's with one of their new breakfast sandwiches, satisfy your sweet tooth with a classic Frosty or even something from their bakery. From kids' meals to meal deals, the Wendy's menu is stacked with value. Wendy's of Logan, a Game of the Week sponsor. Terrible start for the Mustangs against a Box Elder team that's playing with, boy, a sense of urgency doesn't even say it. The Mustangs not matching that intensity even remotely, as they've been playing tentatively, especially around the perimeter, and then throwing the ball all over the gym. 5 turnovers for Mountain Crest in this first quarter. Box Elder has 3, but 2 of those came in the first minute and a half of the quarter. Since then, they've taken care of the ball and they've shot the lights out. Here's the lob as they try to front Hess, and we got a foul called, and they're going to call it on Box Elder.
Foul number 15.
It's on Carter Buchanan, who's in the ball game right now, 3rd team foul. They're trying to front him and not let him get the ball in there, but Buchanan kind of put his butt into him and pushed backwards. It's one thing to stand in front of him, it's another thing to undercut him and push back into him. And he did a little bit of that. Zone for Box Elder. Hunsaker sizing up a 3. Off the rim, tipped out of bounds. Gonna stay here as Nesson got inside position on Murray. Murray down low, leaves it off for Hess. Hess hooked it up, looking for a foul. He cannot get a call under there. They are reaching and slapping, and he's had the ball knocked away every time he's gone in there, and they will not blow the whistle for Hess. Here's Hunsaker off the screen on the inbounds play, looking for some help. Murray to Arnell. Back to Hunsaker. Hess is going to try to drive, and they call a travel. 6 turnovers on Mountain Crest in this first quarter. And Coach Chandler Smith kind of shakes his head on the bench. There's about a 1.5 second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Box Elder leading by 9. This man with the ball, Kersey, is just wrecking Mountain Crest all by himself. Here he comes again. Now he kicks it out. 3 on the way, too hard. Rebound by Anderson. He's got plenty of time as he comes into the front court. It was Caden Anderson on the miss. 2 seconds. Hunsaker at the buzzer. It won't go. And a nightmare first quarter for the Mountain Crest Mustangs. And they go into the second, trailing 14-5 here on the Game of the Week. Choosing a hearing professional is one of the most important decisions a hearing impaired person can make, and since a hearing aid can't be prescribed like eyeglasses, proper hearing aid recommendation and fitting is highly dependent on the judgment and skill of the professional selecting the instrument. That's why you want to go see Dr. Paul Daines at Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Dr. Daines has more letters after his name than the alphabet. Why is that important? All those degrees? Well, if you have a stomach problem, you don't go to a podiatrist, you go see a specialist. If you have an eye problem, you go see a specialist, and there's no more qualified specialist in Cache Valley than Dr. Paul Daines at Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, a Game of the Week sponsor. Mountain Crest led at one point, 5-3.
For your area, would love for you to go in. How about
They did not score in the final 5+ minutes of that first quarter. They did, however, turn the ball over 6 times. In that first quarter, 5 total fouls, 3 on Box Elder, 2 on Mountain Crest. Box Elder playing very physical. Mountain Crest has yet to match it. And they're getting it down inside to Hess, and they're collapsing on him. There's a lot of, pushing and smacking and grabbing, which goes on in the lane all the time. And Hess is really concerned about getting a foul called, and he's going to have to just go up strong with it because they're not whistling. They're not blowing that whistle tonight. Turnaround by Murray. Too hard? No, it goes in.
Nice soft touch by
And maybe that'll take the lid off the bucket for Mountain Crest. They now trail 14-7, so as bad as it was that second half of that first quarter, they're only down by a couple of buckets. Isaacson sets the pick for Anderson. Jepson comes to get it and leaves it off for Kersey. Kersey and Isaacson, you expect to see them probably play the whole way. Isaacson working against Hess. Now they come doubling. Back out in the little short corner. Shot hits the side of the rim. As Caden Anderson couldn't find the range. Hunsaker looking into Hess. Doesn't go to him. Murray kicks it back out to Hunsaker. His three. Good.
Hunsaker drilled the three from the corner. A much needed three. Beautiful.
Joseph Hunsaker gets on the board. It's 14-10 Box Elder. The Mountain Crest Mustangs with 5 straight to start this second period. Jepson fakes the three. He's going to hand it back to Isaacson. Straight away long ball. Rims out.
Rebound by Anderson.
And Rigdon Anderson brings it across for the Mustangs. Drive. Throw it away. 7th turnover. Kersey off of 1 foot. Won't go. Rebound fought for.
Taken by
Murray keeps it alive. Numbers for the Mustangs. Murray, Anderson, Hunsaker, Arnell fakes the three and drives on Jepson. Spins to his right. Good defense by Jepson. And the Mustangs have to back it out. Arnell fakes the long three, steps in. Down low they go to Hess, putting his shoulder into Isaacson. Making the moves, putting it up and in. That time Hess played with aggression. And he is an aggressive player. It's 14-12 all of a sudden. He's not afraid of contact. I just think he was expecting some whistles in the early going. He just wasn't getting them, and it was kind of getting in his head a little. He comes out in this second quarter, and he's not worrying about that, it seems. They jump out, and here comes Hess. Kersey behind him. And they're going to call a foul. 2 shots coming for Hess. Kersey snuck up on him and knocked it away, but they're going to say he got a little push in the back. And with everything that went wrong in the first quarter, the Mustangs have a chance to tie this ball game. With 5:17 to play in the half, Kersey with his second foul. That's a big one. Hess thought he missed it, and it climbed over the lip. Hess now with 5. Jepson will sit. Mason into the ball game. And Hess hits them both.
2-point play.
Hess with 6. Technical foul. Now, who are they calling it on? They're going to call it on Russell Black,
The Box Elder head coach.
the head coach for Box Elder. So Arnell will get free throws. Arnell hits the first and gives the Mustangs the lead back.
Arnell completes it.
11-0 run by the Mustangs to start the second quarter, and it's 16-14 Mountain Crest when it looked like Box Elder might run away with this thing. The Mustangs come off the bench in the second quarter, really rolling. And the official that called the technical earlier, he's the one handing the ball in, and he wants coach to sit down. And he waited until he sat down before he'd hand him the ball. Now Mountain Crest gets the ball down low. Hunsaker turn over Kersey, won't go. Kersey had to be careful with those 2 fouls. Let's see if Elijah Kersey goes to work here. They'll set picks for him, and he really knows what to do with the ball. Now they come out and they put a little bit of pressure on him, knock it away and out of bounds. They came off the pick to trap, and that's what they're going to try to do is blitz him and get him to get the ball out of his hands. He's already shown that he can beat the team by himself, so if somebody else beats you, then God bless him, right? Out front, Mason, 3 seconds on the shot clock. They're not going to get a shot off.
And that's what you call a turnover.
Wilkinson didn't know how much time was on the clock, and he passed it instead of shooting it. He didn't have a good look. And so it's a turnover for Box Elder. They're first of the second quarter with 4:20 to play in the first half. The 4th turnover for the Bees. Mountain Crest with a 2-point lead in the ball. High post, Murray turns too hard. Hess fighting for it, and he's going to get rung up. He chased it, he was out of position. It came off the rim on the other side, and he chased it. Ended up fouling Isaacson. Isaacson's done a great job on the boards of blocking out and getting position for boards. Kersey down the lane. Steps through. Not sure where that contact was. He did step on somebody. Oh, and that's Hess's second. It looked like he might have stepped on somebody's foot. He kind of dragged his foot coming through there like he tripped. And they called the foul. So Kersey to the line for the first time. Excuse me, the second time, and it's short.
Checking in for the Mustang, Parker Andrus.
Parker Andrus in for Mountain Crest. And Hess will have to sit with those 2 fouls. Kersey's playing with his 2. Let's keep an eye on that. Kersey misses them both. Mountain Crest coach Chandler saying, hey, we're better than a one-man team. Arnell's 3 rims around and out. So Hess, it's a big loss for him to sit, but he feels like as a team, this is how his team wins. 3 on the way for Box Elder. Won't go. Rebound tracked down by Buchanan. Nice hustle. Down low and a walk.
That will be a travel and a turnover, so holding Mustang basketball.
Wilkinson turns it over. He leaned into the defender who kind of backed up, pulled the chair out from under him a little bit. And Wilkinson kind of lost his balance, and it's a turnover, and it's 16-14. Mountain Crest leading with 3:32 left in the half. The Mustangs again with the ball and a chance to extend the lead. Box Elder led by 9 at the break, 14-5. Andrus faked the 3 and tried the drive. Nothing there. Murray, corner 3, got it.
Downtown from the big man.
Jackson Murray with 5 points in the quarter, 5 in the game, and another turnover by Box Elder. The roles have reversed here in this quarter. Is Box Elder now with their 3rd turnover of the quarter and their 6th of the half. 3 minutes to play now in the half. 19-14 Mountain Crest. Anderson straight away to Hunsaker. 3 won't go. Nice job by Nesson keeping Murray off the boards. Box Elder has done a fantastic job on the boards, on the defensive boards. Down low to Isaacson. They come over to double. He has to get rid of it. Nesson looks back to Mason. Isaacson in the corner. Back to Nesson against Andrus, and he puts it up and in. Nesson with 4, and the first bucket of the second quarter for Box Elder comes at the 2.5-minute mark in the second. They've been outscored 14-2 in this quarter. Anderson right down the lane.
There's a 40 laid in for 2.
All the starters have scored now for Mountain Crest. 21-16 Mustangs. Kersey drives around Murray. Murray doing a good job staying in front of him. Now he's going to back it out. Isaacson in the corner. Ball knocked away by Arnell. Boy, he looked like he had the ball. The official was standing behind it, and he had to reach to get it, so you could see how the official, how it might have looked to him. I had a better angle, and it looked like a pretty good poke away, but you can see how the official would call that because he was standing more down by the baseline. Into Kersey. He's doubled. 3 on the way. Rims around and out. Nesson fights, but Andrus comes out with it. Anderson. And Isaacson threw his hip into Anderson, and he's getting called for it.
Number 35, Isaacson.
Max Isaacson with his first. That's 3 personal fouls for Box Elder, 3 also on Mountain Crest. Trey Cooper comes in, and Arnell will sit down with 2 fouls, 1:31 to play in the first half. Out front they go to Hunsaker. We'll see who the Mustangs are going to go to. Anderson has it taken away by Mason. Now there's a scramble for it on the floor. And they're going to call a foul on Cooper on the reach-in.
Foul number 1. Cooper.
Trey Cooper, the 4th team foul for the Mustangs. Next foul on Mountain Crest will be free throws for Box Elder. Box Elder has 2 fouls to give, 1:18 to play in the first half. Mountain Crest leading, 21-16. Mason to Isaacson. Back to Mason. Mason checks the clock. 15 seconds on the shot clock, a minute left on the game clock. Down low to Isaacson. Murray's there to knock it away. Buchanan looked for him. Whipped it in there quick, but Murray got a finger on it. Mason triggers inbounds to Kersey. Kersey gets a step, and that's all he needs. They were slow on the closeout, and he got a step inside and a nice little finger roll. Quickly ahead to Andrus, and Anderson will hold. About a 14-second difference between shot and game clock as Mountain Crest works the perimeter. Cooper, long 3. Off the front of the iron. Murray's there for the rebound, and he gets fouled. He took it away from Nesson. Nesson was right there. I'm surprised he didn't come up with it because he's been a vacuum cleaner on the boards along with Isaacson. But Murray took it away from him, and Murray goes to the line for 2. Murray's free throw way short. (16-4), Mountain Crest has outscored Box Elder in this quarter. Still 16-4 as Buchanan rebounds it out of there. Buchanan's going to hand to Kersey. Shot clock is off. You would expect that Kersey's going to get a touch and a look here. Hand it off to Kersey, 10 seconds. Behind the back, they blitz him. Tries to bounce it out, the Mustangs take it away. There's time to get into the front court. Heave a 3 from Hunsaker. It nearly goes, but close only counts in horseshoes. And the Mustangs battle back from a 9-point deficit in the first to take a 21-18 lead into the second half. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
Water is always described as being tranquil. Then you dive in and you're just moving through it and you're ripping through it, and it's not tranquil at all. All I want to do in my life is to be a United States Navy fighter pilot. I can just see myself whizzing through the air, fly high and fly fast. That's what I want to do.
She really feels the call to serve our country, and she is going to do it regardless of what that requires of her.
Nothing motivates me more than when someone tells me that I can't do something.
Becoming a fighter pilot is something people might not expect a woman to do, but she does it anyway, and she doesn't care.
I feel like I gotta stick it to him. I gotta prove him wrong.
That really makes her a role model for other girls.
It's another stereotype broken by Wells Johnston.
Wells is the person that has the most grit, the most determination, the one that won't give up, that is very relentless.
It's like Teddy Roosevelt said, nothing in this world is worth having or worth doing unless it means effort, pain, and difficulty. Everything that I do with school and with sport, it's all been working towards this one thing. It's how I can use my gifts and talents to serve the world. I know that this is God's path for me. The sky is kind of like water, where it's tranquil and peaceful. And then up in a plane, tearing through the sky. I can just picture myself flying. I can see that so vividly.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you have been missing. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company, privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria. We're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years. Well, an interesting first half here on the Game of the Week as Mountain Crest leads Box Elder 21-18. Box Elder came out gangbusters and took a 14-5 lead into the second quarter, and then the Mustangs turned the tables on them and won the second quarter 16-4. Mountain Crest didn't score after about the first minute and a half of the first quarter as Box Elder jumped out to that 14-5 lead, but then Mountain Crest outscored Box Elder 14-0 in the first couple of minutes of the second quarter. So it's been a Jekyll and Hyde game. Elijah Kersey has been the team for Box Elder. 11 of their 18 points, 3 for Mason and 4 for Nesson. Isaacson averages 14 a game, and he has been held to a big goose egg. For Mountain Crest, they had 5 different players score, all 5 of the starters. Arnell with 5, 2 for Rigdon Anderson, 6 for Caden Hess, 3 for Joe Hunsaker, and Jackson Murray with 5. Something to keep an eye on for Mountain Crest. Hess and Arnell both sat for a period of time there late in that first half with 2 fouls apiece. Kersey also has 2 fouls, as does Nesson. It would be a huge loss for Box Elder to lose Kersey. Box Elder's coach, Russell Beck, rung up for a technical foul in that first half as well.
We've got an amazing competition on here tonight.
Mountain Crest from the free throw line was 4 of 6. Box Elder was 1 of 3.
It will be Box Elder women's basketball to start this.
And that's one thing I've seen with the new way they're doing starting the fouls over at the beginning of each quarter. It doesn't seem like, at least in the games that we've done, and we're only about 4 games in, it doesn't seem like there's as many free throws being shot in a game. But if a team is going to be really physical and they do call it tight, then you run the risk of the opposite. Kersey right to the rim, too hard, ball kept alive, tapped out. And Nesson thinks about a 3. Now he drives in on Jackson. Nice up and under move. Short, and the whistle blows after the ball hits the rim. I think the official might have been watching to see if the shot went. And if it went, he probably would not have blown the whistle. It was a nice up and under move by Nesson on Murray, as Murray picks up his first foul. Nesson with a chance to pull the Bees within a point. Hits them both, and Box Elder trails 21-20. Mountain Crest's largest lead was 5. Box Elder's largest lead, 9. Mountain Crest just didn't match the intensity that Box Elder came out of the gates with in that first quarter. In the second quarter they did. Down the short corner, Hunsaker was free for a minute. Rigdon Anderson. Free throw line jumper won't go. It's kicked out of bounds by Murray. So the Mustangs hit shots in the second quarter, and in the first they did not. Coach Smith telling me before the game that they've been really working on their defense. They come up with 6 steals a game to the Mustangs. They've really been trying to work on their takeaways and getting into transition. And they're getting some of those easy transition buckets.
Rebounded by Hunsaker.
Hunsaker with a rebound off the miss by Wilkinson. And the Mustangs with their second possession of the second half. Anderson looks for Hess, trying to get him started offensively. Isaacson's there. Hess gets it back and puts it in. So Isaacson blocks him. Hess sticks with it, and he's got 8. Back to a 3-point ball game. Kersey, what a move. Left hand, misses, gets his own rebound. He gets off the floor so quickly. (23-22), and now Nesson and Arnell get tangled up. Now it's dangerous because Arnell has 2 fouls. They're going to call it on Nesson, and now he will have 3.
Foul number 20. Nesson, 3rd personal foul. First foul. Checking in for the Bees.
So Sumko's going to come in for Nesson. Sumko 5'10". Nesson 6'5". Into the backcourt they throw it. Kersey races Anderson for it, but Anderson gets there first. Hunsaker. Trapped and a foul call. Are they going to call it on Sumko or Kersey?
Foul number 20.
They're going to call it on Sumko.
Sumko, first personal foul, second team foul.
His first, second team foul. We haven't even played 2 minutes yet.
Checking in for Mustang, number 10, Smith.
Smith comes in for Murray.
In for the Bees, number 15.
So Mountain Crest goes a little smaller with Nesson sitting on the bench. Hunsaker thought about a 3. Now the Mustangs work the perimeter. Box Elder in that zone. High post to Hess, turns in. Looked like Isaacson might have got a piece of it, but Hess was able to finish. Hess in double figures with 10. Here's the game's leading scorer. Kersey's got 13. He misses that 3-point attempt. He's got the green light. Anderson, Arnell picks up the foul. Didn't need to do it. He dribbled in. Mason was standing there for 20 minutes, made himself a hot dog, and Arnell still dribbled into him, put his shoulder into him, and it was an easy call for the official. That's 8 turnovers now for Mountain Crest. 25-22 Mountain Crest, 5:20 to play in this third quarter. Down low to Sumko. Back out front to Kersey. Free throw line jumper way off the mark. Got bumped. Tried to sell it. Stripes weren't buying. Hess gonna go to work on Isaacson. Starts left, back to the right. Isaacson there for the board. Isaacson, as tough as he's played down low, he's been able to stay out of foul trouble too with only 1 foul. Kersey misses. Rebounded by Smith, ahead to Arnell. Arnell goes up against Isaacson and puts it in. There's the Mustangs in transition. Arnell with 7. 5-point lead for Mountain Crest. 4:40 to play in the third. Mason to Kersey. Isaacson high post, taken away by Arnell. He just jumps in, took it right away. And now they're going to call him for a travel. He slid his foot as he tried to stop with Isaacson right on his hip. And that's one of those things, that's 2 decisions that Arnell has made that maybe when they look at film, they'll say, hey, it's okay to be aggressive, but you know, he's just trying to be aggressive, and it's hard to fault him for that. But on that one, he had guys running with him, and He has a big 6'6" kid right in his hip pocket. Instead of leaving it off for somebody, he tries to stop on a dime and slides. And Kersey blocked from behind. That cannot be on Andrus. Maybe on Hunsaker, though. Hunsaker got a little body on him. And that is on Hunsaker.
Second personal foul, third team foul.
That's his second. Third team foul for Mountain Crest. They're living and dying on every whistle in this arena tonight. As Kersey steps to the line, he's 1 of 3.
Kersey hits the first.
Hits the first. 14 now for Kersey. Hess leads the Mustangs with 10. Kersey's second, too long, and Hess with a rebound in front of Simcoe. Smith against the Mason pressure. Hunsaker works on Jepson. Right now the whistles are tightening up.
Number 23.
Simcoe off the bench with his second. Third team foul on Boxelder. 3:54, so we've just passed the halfway point of this third quarter.
Checking in, number 33, Mason Jepson.
Jepson comes in and Simcoe sits. Jepson at 6'3", they go a little bigger. Hunsaker, back to Andrus. Hess working on Isaacson. Nice footwork again by Hess. Hess decisive with the ball in the paint here in this third quarter. Big screen there by Buchanan. Mountain Crest looked like maybe they got away with one there. And it ends up being out of bounds off of Mountain Crest after the Smith block on Mason. Mason hit the ground, so it stays here. And it's a 30-second timeout. 29-23, Mountain Crest leading Box Elder with 3:26 to play in the third. At the Logo Shop, we logo stuff. Plain and simple. Come to us for all of your promotional or personal needs. From t-shirts to pens and everything in between, we do it all at the Logo Shop. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. KSM Music, another sponsor of the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. KSM means music, because music is all we do. KSM Music. 31-21, Green Canyon leading Canyon View, the only other Region 11 game going on tonight. Green Canyon trying to improve to 7-0. Kersey put it up and in. Kersey now with 5 in the quarter. 16 on the night. 4-point Mustang lead. Smith handles out front. Andrus sitting on the bench, or Arnett, excuse me, sitting on the bench with 3 fouls. Smith just gives it away. 11 turnovers now for Mountain Crest, and Isaacson gets his first bucket on the transition. 29-27, Box Elder. Arnell picked up his 3rd foul early in this third quarter. And I'm sure they'll just sit him the rest of the third. Mountain Crest trying to hang on with him sitting on the bench. Rigdon Anderson, high post to Hess. Hess turns and fires. He's got 6 in the quarter, 12 in the game, and he extends the Mustang lead to 4 at 31-27. 2:20 to play in the third. Kersey lurking along the baseline as Mason, opposite side of the court, looks for Jepson. Jepson baseline drive. Buchanan waiting for it, and it's knocked away by Rigdon Anderson. Murray will come back into the game, and Andrus will sit. Murray took a break when Nesson got in foul trouble and sat down, and Box Elder went a little smaller. Now Nesson's back in with 3 fouls. Murray's in with him. Isaacson looks low. Oh, Hunsaker tries to come around him for the steal. And they blow the whistle immediately on Joseph Hunsaker. His third. So Hunsaker and Arnell with 3 team fouls. Nesson with 3 for Box Elder. Kersey picked up his second late in the second quarter, and he's been able to stay foul-free since. And Nesson drags his pivot foot and travels. The first turnover for Box Elder in this second half. Mountain Crest with 11, Box Elder with 9. Mustangs still leading by 4. Hunsaker looking low to Hess. Hess with a catch, nice move. Back to his left side. I feel like that's all I've said every time he's touched the ball. It's a nice move because he's putting on the moves. 33-27. Mountain Crest, 3 on the way and good by Kason Anderson. His first bucket of the night with that splay foot release. He cuts the Mountain Crest lead in half with 1:20 to play in this third quarter. Hess inside, score it. 12 for Hess here in this third quarter. He's got 18 on the night, 35-30. Mountain Crest, Kersey trapped on the baseline. Goes far corner, 3 on the way, too hard. Nesson tries to get it away from Murray, but Hess comes over to grab it. Under a minute to play in the third. Smith, fancy with the basketball. Murray. They're trying to deny Hess the ball. Now he and Murray both come up high post. Down low, Hunsaker working on Kersey with those 2 fouls. Hunsaker's shot too hard, and Hess is going to pick up a cheap one. And that's going to be the 5th foul on free throws. 5th foul on the team. And Nico Dimitrikov will come in for Hess. So Kersey's been able to stay away from that dreaded 3rd foul. But everybody else that had 2 going into this quarter now has 3. And Isaacson makes the first. Hess with a monster 3rd quarter. 12 points in the paint. 1 little jump shot from the free throw line. Isaacson hits them both. 6 free throws for Box Elder here in the third. They're 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Hunsaker looking for some help as they double him. Dimitrikov down low. Throws it back out front to Anderson. Oh my goodness.
Foul number 21. Nico.
More free throws.
16 foul.
Kersey sold that one. He felt the contact and he threw his head back like he'd been hit on the football field. And the official fell for it. Quick whistle. Kersey out to Isaacson. Isaacson loses it out of bounds, and that's the end of the third quarter. Box Elder making a comeback after getting down early in the third. It's a 3-point game as we head to the fourth on the Game of the Week. Old Grist Mill makes bread the way it was meant to be made with select high-protein wheat meal daily in their bakery. They use only the freshest and finest quality ingredients. Drop in for a free slice of hot bread. See what everybody's talking about at the Old Grist Mill. At Aspen Dental of Cache Valley, their doctors and staff are there to provide you and your family with exceptional dental care, the dental care that you deserve. Their doctors and staff are trained in the latest techniques and materials to give you comfortable, convenient, and quality care at Aspen Dental, a Game of the Week sponsor. Both teams scoring 14 points in the third quarter. It's a 3-point lead for Mountain Crest at the half. It's a 3-point lead for Mountain Crest as we head to the fourth. Again, a good test for a Mountain Crest team that started 6-1, but is still working on learning how to win, right? You want to, when you have the lead, you want to take the game. You don't want to just try to hang on. And Box Elder, under a new head coach, still trying to gel and get everything going. They've played a tough schedule. And you can see in this game, they're giving Mountain Crest everything they can handle. And the good thing for the Mustangs is that they start over on that team fouls count, because Mountain Crest had got into the bonus as Murray takes a nice pass from Smith and lays it in. Murray with 7. Here's Kersey, gets a step on Hunsaker. Put it up, leave it short. Nesson's there. Whistle and 1. I watch the Mountain Crest bench, and they are getting really frustrated on this end of how quick the whistle's coming underneath the Box Elder basket. And now it doesn't seem to be coming under the Mountain Crest basket.
A foul is on Smith. First personal foul. First team foul.
Mountain Crest with 12, now 13 fouls. Box Elder with 9, so it's not a huge disparity as Nesson hits the bucket, makes the free throw. He has 9, and it's a 2-point ball game. 37-35. Mountain Crest. Mountain Crest playing without, well, Arnell's back in now with his 3 fouls. Straightaway 3, good. Mountain Crest needed that, he needed that. He's got 10, right on his season average. Hess is still sitting out with his 3 fouls. See how long to keep him off the bench, on the bench. Blocked by Nesson, and they didn't call a foul that time. Arnell.
Taken to the hole by Arnell.
Isaacson runs into him, and a foul underneath on Isaacson. His second.
Be a foul number 35. Isaacson, second personal foul. First team foul. Arnell will be shooting 2.
So Arnell had plenty of time to rest after picking up his 3rd foul early in that 3rd quarter, and he hits the first free throw. Here comes Hess with 6:50 to play in the ball game. Murray will sit. Murray doing a nice job with 7 points tonight. He averages 5 and 3. Arnell hits them both. And now he has 12. 7-point Mountain Crest lead after those 2 free throws. And Box Elder wants a timeout. 6:46 to play in the ball game. The Mustangs sitting on their biggest lead of the game. 42-35 over Box Elder on the game of the week. For over 30 years, the factory's been serving up the best pizza, sandwiches, nachos, and hot wings in Logan. Come try their famous Sicilian-style pizza and Godfather sandwiches while enjoying their East Coast atmosphere. They've got specials most nights of the week. And the only thing better than their food is their food on special and a little bit cheaper. The Factory Pizzeria, a Game of the Week sponsor. And don't forget about Custom Fence. They've been around for over 50 years, providing privacy, security, and peace of mind to customers. Visit customfence.com to schedule a free consultation today. It's not too early to start putting in your plans for your fencing needs next year. Mountain Crest averaging 61 points a game and giving up 55 this year. Looks like they're probably going to be under on both of those here this evening. Oh, Hess. Oh, my goodness. Hess wants to stay in. He had a hand on Isaacson's hip, and Isaacson was coming toward the ball and jumping toward it, and they call it. That's quick whistle down there. I'd like to see these kids play this ball game. I'm not saying it was the wrong whistle, though.
Stolen by the Mustangs, rebound by Anderson.
And a turnover by Box Elder. Smith up, under, miss.
Almost by Smith.
He committed the cardinal sin. He got off his feet, didn't know what he was going to do with it in a lot of traffic. And now Mason turns it over to the other end. 10 turnovers for Box Elder, only their third of this second half.
Checking in, number 15.
Buchanan is going to replace Mason. Jaron Mason, 3 points in the ball game. He hit a triple in the first quarter. Nothing since then. The Mustangs still lead by 7 after the teams keep giving the ball back and forth to each other. Box Elder staying in that zone. They've been in a zone a lot of the evening. High post to Murray. Underneath, getting free, Arnell. The fourth quarter has been Arnell. He's got 7. 9-point Mountain Crest lead. Kersey, see if it's time for number 3. Kersey up, under, back, miss, rebound by Anderson. He turns it over. Again, we've seen that multiple times tonight on both sides of the ball, right? Players getting in a hurry, trying to hurry and do something, and instead of just slowing down, backing it out, finding somebody. A lot of the turnovers Mountain Crest has had, they're trying to be aggressive. Early on, they were kind of just throwing it around the gym. You can live with those as a coach, right? But it's kind of that unforced stuff that you just try to coach out of them. Kersey down low, working against Hunsaker. Buchanan drives past. Hunsaker gets in the air. Kersey's there to put in his first bucket of the fourth quarter. 18 for Kersey as he's right on his season average. 4 rebounds, 3.5 assists per game for Kersey. He does it all. 7-point Mountain Crest lead with 5 minutes to play in this ball game. The Mustangs looking to go to 7-1. Arnell's been hot this quarter. He stays hot. 9 in the quarter. 11 in the second half. 16 on the game. Buchanan kicks it out to Nesson. Nesson, pull up from the angle. Short, rebounded by Murray. And the Mustangs with a chance to push the lead to double digits. Smith on the drive. The whistle blows, and it's a timeout by Chandler Smith. Chandler Smith in his third year. Mountain Crest 16 and 36 in that time frame. But again, starting 6-1, trying to hang on for number 7 with 4:29 to play in the game. Rich's Cars and Credit is one of the Game of the Week sponsors. Stress-free car shopping is on tap at Rich's Cars and Credit. It's their mission to be the automotive home for drivers in Cache Valley. They provide a vast selection of new and used cars, exceptional car care and customer service with a smile at Rich's Cars and Credit. Don't forget about Anderson Seed and Garden. They're located in the heart of historic downtown Logan. Anderson Seed and Garden, the locally owned holiday home and garden store that can help you with all your gardening needs year-round. Visit AndersonSeedandGarden.com to take a look at all the things that Mark and the crew can help you with. And Anderson Seed and Garden, the Game of the Week sponsor. Used to do a lawn and garden show on the radio with Mark Anderson years and years ago, and that man could fill volumes with what he knows. I learned a lot doing that show. That was great. Mountain Crest with a chance to make this a double-digit lead as we approach the midway point of this ball game. We're going to get a charge. What are we going to get? Hunsaker runs right over one of the B's, and that's what we get. It's a charge. Hunsaker with his 4th. Hess with 4. Hunsaker with 4. And instead of going up by 11, the Mustangs turn it over. 13 for Mountain Crest. Turnovers, that is. Kersey spins, double dribbled, got away with it. 3 on the way, good. By Sumko off the bench. Smith to Murray. Kersey jumps right over his head, and then Murray puts it up and in, and there's a quick whistle on Box Elder, and it's on Nesson, and it'll be his fourth. We talked about how we've seen some quick whistles in the paint. Mountain Crest hasn't liked it. Well, that time it benefited them. As we've talked about those quick whistles, we're not saying they're wrong. I'm not saying they're wrong. It's just that's how they're calling it tonight, right? What a shot by Murray. He misses the free throw. But the Mustangs still lead by 8. Down low, Nesson turns, misses. Rebounded by Rigdon Anderson. Nesson turned so quick as he went up and under the basket, I don't think he could find the rim as fast as he got rid of the shot. Arnell, who's had a great fourth quarter with the basketball. Andrus. Now Mountain Crest milking the clock a little bit with an 8-point lead. 6 seconds, Smith in trouble, heaves one up. Good block out by Isaacson, and it goes out of bounds. That's a shot clock violation. The 14th turnover for Mountain Crest. Smith drove in, didn't know what he was going to do with it when he got in there. He just had to chuck it up. Still an 8-point lead for Mountain Crest. Kersey out to Buchanan. Buchanan loses it. Down on the floor, timeout, Box Elder. As Buchanan was in trouble. The Bees still not out of this, especially with Kersey on the floor, but they trail 48-40 with 2:50 left in this ball game. Wendy's at Logan is a game sponsor of the Game of the Week. At Wendy's in Logan, they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, from fresh cracked eggs in the morning to fresh, never frozen beef. We got you at Wendy's. Mountain Crest beat Roy last Friday, 58-55. Murray had 17 points in that game as Hess got into foul trouble early. Hess and Hunsaker with 9 each in that ball game. Box Elder lost to Syracuse last Friday, 65-46. Wilkinson with 20 in that one. Isaacson with 11. Kersey's had at least one game this season when he's put up 30. Thought that was what was going to happen tonight. Instead, he finds Buchanan cutting to the rim. Mountain Crest not out of danger. They lead by 6 with 2.5 to play. Arnell gives it off to Smith. Smith, little runner, won't go. He's handled the ball a lot here, and now we got another foul. It looked like he walked. Kersey walked. They called a foul on Andrus. His first, 14th foul. Here comes Hunsaker and Hess. It's interesting that Smith has been the one taking the shots for Mountain Crest the last 2 possessions. You'd think they'd want it in Arnell's hand, but that's just the way it's worked. Defensively, Box Elder's done a good job, and they haven't been able to get the ball to Arnell. Nesson misses. Kersey fights for the rebound. Hess has to be careful. Anderson saves it in the corner. Are they going to call a timeout? They do. Timeout, Mountain Crest.
30-second timeout.
2 minutes even to play in this ball game. Mountain Crest 48, Box Elder 42 on the Game of the Week. Today's hearing aid technology can improve not only your life, but the lives of the people who care about you. You'll be able to hear again why they're laughing and having a good time. You'll be able to understand conversations when you go to Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology and let Dr. Paul Danes customize a hearing improvement program to meet your unique needs. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, a Game of the Week sponsor. Mason Smith's been handling the ball a lot here for Mountain Crest. He's a sophomore. Getting some valuable experience in this ball game. He's had to kind of get rid of a couple of late in the shot clock and hasn't been able to connect. You'd like to see him connect on one. Give the young sophomores a big boost of confidence. Here's Hunsaker. 15 on the shot clock. And going down to the floor is Rigdon Anderson. And here they're going to call it on. The far side official blew the whistle to call it on Box Elder. His near side would come in to talk to him. And Sumko picks up his second. It's the third team foul. Next foul on Mountain Crest is free throws for Box Elder. Box Elder has 2 to give. If you're Mountain Crest, you want to be careful. You don't want to give Box Elder shots with the clock stopped. So that starts the shot clock over again. Mountain Crest can run this down close to a minute. They lead by 6. Here's Smith again with the ball with Sumko bodying him up. Now Hunsaker, the senior. Smith gets it again. The sophomore, little push shot, good. That's what I'm talking about.
A nice 2, timely 2.
He had to chuck one up late in the shot clock. He had another one that wouldn't go for him, and the sophomore gets that one. And it's back to an 8-point lead for Mountain Crest with 1 minute to play in the ball game as Kersey gets it to go. 9 in the second half, 20 on the game for Kersey. 58.9 seconds to play in the ball game. The Mustangs with the ball, 35 seconds on the shot clock, and a 6-point lead when we come back. Aspen Dental is a Game of the Week sponsor. Their goal is to make your visit as comfortable and enjoyable as possible. They'll give you the laughing gas, oral sedation, and IV sedation for patients who might have varying levels of anxiety about coming to see the dentist. They want to make that experience something that'll make you a little bit more comfortable, not so scary at Aspen Dental. Contact them to schedule an appointment today. Aspen Dental, a Game of the Week sponsor. Crest leading 50-44. 58.9 seconds left in this ball game. Mountain Crest inbounds. And a steal. They give it away. Here's Kersey, runs right over. This has been a charge all night, and they call a block. That's been a charge all night, and they called a block on Smith. They've called it at least 3 times. The charge all night. So Kersey will go to the line, and he misses the first. Looking for an updated score on that Green Canyon game. They were ahead by 10 at the half. Kersey hits the second. Those are the first free throws of the fourth quarter for Box Elder. Mountain Crest has shot 3. They're 2 out of 3. So it's free throws the rest of the way for Box Elder. They pulled within 5. Working against the press. Here's Arnell to Anderson to Smith. Smith fouled at midcourt. Isaacson hits the deck, and he split 2 players. They let him split between them.
Foul number 15.
call it on
Second personal foul, that'll be 14.
Buchanan.
And the Mountain Crest ball
Kersey
on the
has
side.
played with 2 fouls since early in the second quarter. And as aggressive as he's played, he hasn't picked up another. Aggressive play pays off. And a lot of times you get the benefit of the whistle. Anderson against Kersey. Kersey bodies him. Anderson loses his balance, has to give it up to Arnell. They work the shot clock. Hunsaker leaves it off to Hesse, loses it out of bounds. So another turnover by Mountain Crest. They have 16. They're up by 5. There's 20 seconds left. They got to play defense, and then they're going to have to hit free throws to win this ball game. Here comes Kersey, step in front, gives it off to Nessen. Nessen up, under. Moved his feet, no call. They're going nuts here in Hyrum. It's a 3-point ball game with 9 seconds left. Mountain Crest trying to hang on for the win. KSM Music's been one of our sponsors for a long time, and they offer a variety of services, including service and repair, band and orchestra rentals, pro audio rentals, even lessons for a wide range of instruments, from everything from guitar, piano, drums, bass, and ukulele, and more at KSM Music. I don't know if you can hear the contingent of Box Elder fans behind me. And they're all dressed up in their Christmas pajamas. And they're making a lot of noise. It's a bunch of guys. It's about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, about 20 guys hollering for the Bees right behind us, right in front of me for the Mountain Crest parents. And it's been quite a contrast all night long. And it's been a hard-fought game. Both teams looking for a win. Arnell gets Kersey in the air and a whistle as they reach in to try to foul him with 5 seconds left.
Foul number 3, Kersey.
And they call it on Kersey, his third.
15 foul. Arnell shooting 2.
21 for Kersey. He's been a one-man wrecking crew. Arnell gets 2 shots. Both of them would put it away. And he hits one. He's 3 for 3 from the free throw line in this fourth quarter. 5 for 5 on the night. 17 points on the night, make it 18. As Arnell may have just put the Mustangs over the top for their 7th win of the season. Box Elder 0-6 coming in, scratching for their first win. Taking a big lead, then getting behind, coming back, and pushing the Mustangs. But Mountain Crest, a team that coming into this season was 10-35. And they're looking for ways to learn how to win, and maybe, just maybe, they're doing just that against a Box Elder team that hasn't won yet but is much better than their record would indicate.
At the end of the game, please make sure that all players are gone before any students.
Box Elder plays Bear River on the 20th, another tough game for the Bees, as the Bears right now are 7-1. Then they play Provo after that. For Mountain Crest, they're at Ogden on Friday night, and then come home to play Wasatch next Wednesday. Our next game on the Game of the Week will be Preston at Logan. Logan is undefeated right now. That's next Wednesday. We're on a Wednesday night schedule for a couple weeks here. Then the rest of the games, the rest of the way, are on Friday nights. Brighton at Logan, Hunter at Mountain Crest, Ridgeline at Green Canyon, Bear River, Mountain Crest, Logan at Ridgeline, Bear River, Skyview, Skyview, Ridgeline, and Bear River at Green Canyon. Then the playoffs start late in February. Ball out of bounds. Hunsaker got a finger on it. 3 seconds to play. 52-47, Mountain Crest Box Elder looking for a quick three, then maybe a timeout and a foul. Hersey fires away, rebound, hits the deck, and the Mustangs escape with a 52-47 win. They improve to 7-1 in this young season, and Region 11 looks like it's going to be a buzzsaw. We'll see you next Wednesday, Preston at Logan. Until then, we'll see you next time on the Game of the Week. The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you have been missing. Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. Custom Fence Company. Privacy, security, peace of mind. Anderson Seed and Garden. Growing better gardeners. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Factory Pizzeria. We're open late after the game. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 30 years.